this is Rob with Longevity Learning Lab. Today I'm going to show you some of our stick welding rods. And we've got three kinds here. We've got our E6011. It's an all-position rod, mild steel rod. It'll weld through rusted stuff if you need to, but you never want to do that anyway. Then we have our E6013. It's an all-position rod also. And these two rods here are pretty much the standard that you want to use for around, for basic welding, all position again. And then we're going to come back to our E7018. Now the E7018 likes to pretty much be welded flat position. Now you can do it overhead, you can do it horizontal, you can do it vertical. It doesn't like it, and depending on your experience, you decide. But what we're going to do is we're going to be welding just the flat positions, and I'll show you how each one of them will go in process. And we'll go ahead and I'll get my sleeves and get my hood and show you what's going on. Okay, this is the first rod I'm going to use is the 6011. Now this is a 332 size rod, and I wouldn't go any farther thicker than a 1/4 of an inch material. And so what I'm going to do here is tack it up first, and then we'll run the bead. Okay, I'm starting with the 7018. Now with the 7018, you don't have to whip it or oscillate it too much. You can actually just drag it. It'll fill in itself. Keep a short arc. Keep the electrode pointed almost at a 45, maybe even closer to a right angle, but keep that arc short. Make sure you don't want to get too far away because it'll stop on you. Not easy to start up again. And then it'll flow. Take your time, let it build up. You don't want to scallop the edge too much on top. And then slow down at the end, let it cool down. And I'm going to come to the other side, and we're going to start the 6011. Now here I'll put a little bit of a whip to it, or oscillate it more. You see how I go back and forth, back and forth. You want to let it fill in that way. I am on the edge, so if it goes over the edge a little bit, that's okay. That's what they make grinders for. You just whip it, let it fill in at the end, and come off it. Now that one will clean up a little harder than the 7018. And here's my 6013. Same principle as the 6011. Just whip it, let it flow. And the 6011, the 6013, they're both an all-position rod. 7018, it likes flat, but you can get a horizontal and vertical on it. And depending on your experience, an overhead, but it likes flat better. So after I cleaned them up, I've got my 7018 rod here, how it blends in nice there around the ridge. Then I got my 6013 here. I could have gone a little slower, I got a little undercut, but that's really nothing for showing you how to do it. And then the other side, the 6011, went a little too slow on that, but it blended in fine. I'd like to see a little whip on there, mostly a drag. But all three of these rods are fine for light industrial and commercial work. And they're your three rods from Longevity. Okay, that's your three welding rods here, the E6011, the E6013, and the E7018. And for Longevity, I'm Rob, and thanks for joining me.